For the ancient Babylonians, the term Nibiru meant a great many things. It meant a crossing or transition, whether a point of transition or the crossing of that transitional point. The ancient Babylonians even had a constellation which was named Nibiru. It was roughly in the area of the constellation Libra and rose in the month of Tisritum, around the autumn equinox. Nibiru is also known as Marduk's star, and that's where some people might make the association between Nibiru being a star and possibly being a red dwarf star or a brown dwarf star or some kind of star-like object within our solar system, whereas in fact it was simply a reference to the ideas of the constellations and the naming of stars and constellational patterns within the sky. Many Nibiru theorists claim this particular object here is the sun, and these balls around it are in fact the planets. If you do a little research, you'll find the sun image is in fact quite different from this star-like image we see the Nibiru theorists claiming is the sun. With this image, it appears to be that the sun is an orb, with the star-like image, the crossed star, and these emanating rays shown on there. Also notice they do actually have different images for different celestial objects. They have a sun image, a star image, and a moon image. These are separate images, separate symbols altogether, and they mean very different things. Could it be that the Nibiru theorists got it wrong? They were misled, given poor information, and this caused the theorists to come to the wrong conclusion. And maybe the truth is the Babylonians, as we know they did, they studied the sky, the stars, and this actual image in the top right is in fact their understanding of a particular constellation. Could it be the Babylonians were looking to the Pleiades, otherwise known as the Seven Sisters? Could it be that they were looking towards that constellation, or maybe another? And the image we see, which is cited as proof of Nibiru, is in fact an ancient understanding of the Seven Sisters. Some of the stranger ideas out there about Nibiru have been largely generated through the work of Zecharia Sitchin, and he's become very well known, his ideas well spread amongst ufologists, ancient astronaut theorists and conspiracy theorists alike. He claimed to have uncovered, through his retranslations of ancient Sumerian texts, the evidence that the human race was visited by a group of extraterrestrials from a distant planet in our own solar system. A curious thing where he takes the idea of the Babylonian creation myth and replaces the names of the gods with the names of planets, and tries to work out, through this kind of pseudoscience, what it all means. In scientific terms, Sitchin's work is seen as being, well, to be entirely fair, a joke. He doesn't actually give any proof. He simply gives an alternative interpretation to an ancient mythology, to an ancient long dead religion. He doesn't actually achieve anything of any truly great academic value of any kind. He simply throws out a theory. Sitchin's theory proposes the planets Tiamat and Nibiru. Tiamat supposedly existed between Mars and Jupiter. He postulated that a thriving world in a very different solar system, with jungles and oceans, whose orbit was disrupted by a large planet or a very small star, which passed through the solar system between 65 million years ago and 4 billion years ago. The new orbit of Tiamat caused it to collide with one of the moons of this object. The idea is that the debris left over from this huge impact, or close call or whatever, formed the asteroid belt, the moon, and the planet Earth from the debris. So large remnants of this satellite, of this star or planet which went through the solar system, struck this livable planet, and some of the remnants helped to create the moon, the Earth, and indeed the larger debris field created the asteroid belt. Beginning in 1995, websites such as Zecharia have claimed that Nibiru, or Planet X, is a brown dwarf currently within our planetary system, soon to pass relatively close to the Earth. Sitchin disagrees with the timing of this passage. Sitchin has also postulated that Pluto began life as Gaga, a satellite of Saturn, which, due to the gravitational disruption caused by Nibiru passing by, was flung into the orbit beyond Neptune. The woman who started Zecharia, Nancy Lieder, is one of these key people who put forward the idea that the end is nigh, even when individuals as far out as Sitchin have claimed that the end is not due yet, that there's no reason to assume it's coming now. In fact, Nancy Lieder in 2003 said the end was nigh, and she said that people should go out to safe locations to wait out this semi-apocalypse which is going to take place because of Planet X. It obviously never happened. She said that people should kill their dogs, and she had killed hers. She claimed many other things, all inspired by Zeta Greys, grey aliens. No proof or evidence, of course, simply wild speculation. But she managed to fool a few people, and despite failing epically with this and a number of other predictions, she continues to be one of the key known voices which talk about the end of the world in regard to Nibiru and Planet X.